We continue with episode 6, part 2, before we get serious.
Sebab tahu kelemahan diri sendiri. So but then again, this is what make the secure attachment is beautiful, is that ada honesty, ada tolerance, and they know they can rely on their partner. I think to be able to rely on your partner is a really beautiful thing, and it gives you rasa secure, rasa peace. Rasa peaceful. Whereas yang macam all the other attachment style yang Miss Zack kongsikan, macam anxious, asyik bimbang je, my partner ni dia betul ke invest in the relationship seperti aku, asyik aku je yang buat, asyik kan. Kalau yang avoidant ataupun dismissive, dia bila partner kita nangis, alah ni nak tension je. Whereas yang fearful tu, itu lagi tu memang susah. But then again,
I mean, I agree with what you said. Cuma we also cannot choose how we were being brought up, kan? Because all these our attachment style are also designed by the caregiver, our early experiences.
Betul.
Which we don't have
control power.
Control over it. So I found I can't remember the link, but if I can find, inshallah I'll put it in the description somewhere. There's this one IG lah, di mana they celebrate all kinds of attachment style.
Wow.
Means that there is some positive in people who are fearful in the relationship. There's also negative, definitely, but there's also positive. There's also positive and negative in the secure attachment style as well. So macam this particular group lah, they identify that there's positive and negative, and to celebrate all, and to identify the positive and celebrate and focus on the strength of that. For example, people who are anxious in the relationship, this person will think a bit more about the relationship than you. So dia akan kisah lebih about you. Kan? So of course the spectrum. So that's the part yang kita nak kena manage lah. So orang yang anxious ni, while we celebrate the investment that this person has into this relationship, we also have to manage, or this person also has to manage that happiness is a personal choice too. And for this person also needs to understand that he both individuals are holistic, macam Kak Mashida mentioned before, they are a whole person first before they come together. So the anxiety level, there's some good, but it has to be managed lah.
That means Zack, just to add on to yang you cakap ni kan, so that means yang macam you cakap, to manage tu also to that person yang ada that insecure tu, they also they themselves need to manage their own lah, so that they won't fall into the obsessive section lah.
Dia kira macam ibarat naik kapal terbang lah, bila ada apa-apa selamatkan diri dulu, baru boleh selamatkan orang lain. Jadi diri kita kena kuat ataupun betul lah, baru kita boleh
manage juga maybe Zack, you want to continue the second part tadi?
Second part apa?
Oh, tak ada, because I thought you were nak cakap lagi.
Tak ada.
Okay, then I will continue. Okay, that means from what Zack explained just now, this will fall into this another category that or another tool, which is the traffic light assessment kan. Traffic light assessment is more of individual assessment. Yang tadi just now what we mentioned was the attachment style is each partner to know your other partner, what kind of style they have because of the our previous experience in early life. Then for the person that have this attachment style himself or herself, she or he can do this self-assessment traffic light. For example, like what we mentioned just now, to what extent that kita nak to what extent that we want to be very insecure, so we have that we don't fall into the obsession category, or we don't fall into too much of something lah. So this traffic light assessment ni, I believe this one is to understand your own self on is this necessary for me to think too much Right, Zack. If correct me if I'm wrong, because this is something new also. And then there's a green, amber, and red traffic light. So how does this work? Maybe who wants to take this topic? J or Z? Or Ustaz, in fact?
This is what I understand from traffic light assessment. I might be wrong. Is that the traffic light assessment in relationship ni is where to actually to gauge ataupun to judge that whether should you proceed with the relationship or should you stop from having close emotion with that that person. Macam contoh green, kalau semuanya okey lah, semua maksudnya okey tu dia ada kira ada dari segi honesty, dari segi security, dari segi how you say, pasangan satu sentiasa membantu pasangan yang lain, everything is positive. Positif yang bukan semuanya baik belaka lah, tapi macam positif in a way for the relationship to build. Bila ada gaduh pun is very constructive dan sebagainya. Where amber tu, where I believe macam you macam flirting with danger lah. I think nampak ada macam trouble sign, tapi
macam risk
taker lah, nak try. Then kalau yang red, I think it's quite straightforward lah.
Not confident to continue.
Tak, maksudnya red light tu kira bila red tu maknanya mungkin kita nampak ada danger signs yang macam red flag.
Sounds to me like flags lah. We talk about green flags,
yes,
amber and the red flags.
Cuma ni dia more like macam red flags is just to know kita punya partner punya karakteristik dan sebagainya, whereas the traffic light ni whether should you continue or should you stop.
Ini that means this one right is after you already evaluate both flags lah. Then whether you are going to continue with the relationship. So you yourself, I think this is part of the question. This is like macam one of the question that Ustaz mentioned earlier, that he may ask the couples lah. So this is also good for your self awareness lah, whether you're confident to continue. That will be green. Then amber is like half. I'm a risk taker. Okay lah, try lah. And then there will be red. Oh, totally no, I cannot. Right, something like that.
Itu yang buat I teringat this couple yang mana the partner ni ada hutang ribuan dolar, more than I think 5 digits lah. And to some people itu adalah red light kan, but to this couple dia rasa tu macam amber. I think we can manage lah. I can help bukan I can help bayar hutang to my partner lah, but I think dia the partner dia dah ada plan how to settle the debts. Jadi dia confident sikit lah on how to proceed with the relationship.
So there's other type, two type of other tools, right, Jay? Maybe you want to take on one of the tools and evaluate.
Okay, one of the tools. Apa yang left? Okay, DOPE personality test. DOPE. Okay, DOPE personality test. Right. I actually just got to know about this test when I attended with a seminar. I can't remember what seminar is that. So the speaker actually asked us to do this so-called like questionnaire. It's similar to the 5 love languages. It's online, right? You just Google DOPE, DOPE personality test, where it actually use animals, birds, as to explain your attitude, right? So D is for dove, O for owl, P for peacock, E for eagle. So our identity according to this personality test is similar to these animals, these birds. Okay, so when we answer the question and then they will like sum up lah. So if we are the dove type, that means we are a very peaceful person. Okay, we are very oriented, we are very loyal, we are very friendly. But dove always avoid change, confrontation, and also avoid risk taking. So if your partner is a dove character, have a dove personality, so you have to know lah how to tackle, how to manage, how to live with the dove personality. And then we have owl. So owl, according to this personality test, are those who are logical, mathematical minded, perfectionists. So so you can't get angry with them if they really like to susun the plate, the fork and spoon nicely. Not OCD, but like to do things perfectly. Okay, very mathematical. For example, wants to go for a holiday, right? They will like pack clothes accordingly to what one day, morning what clothes, night what clothes, afternoon what clothes. So very perfectionist, very particular. So this is owl. But those with owl personality, they are slow in making decision because they are very mathematical minded, right? So they calculate everything. They try to see what are the risks, what are the things, that the hurdles that they will find in their way. Okay, and they are inflexible with the rules because they've done the calculation. So they think, okay, I'm ready, so I cannot change, I cannot I very inflexible with the rules. And the third one is what just now, DOP, peacock. Okay, so peacock, like we know lah, peacock itself love talking. Okay, love talking. And then we know that when peacock likes to open dia bulu, apa nama dia kat belakang tu, kepak, is it? So peacock love to be the center of attraction. Okay, has passion, optimistic. So when one of the participant commented, the husband is actually a peacock, so that is why every time the husband goes out, the baju must be very sharply ironed, you know, the side must be very sharp, and then the sock also must be ironed, because the husband is the peacock personality, wants to be the center of attraction. But the wife ni jenis sembrono, sembarang aja. So she admitted, oh, okay, now I know I am this personality and my husband is this personality. Now that she understand lah why the personality is different. But like Zach said just now, all these tests is not for us to change our partner. It is for us to understand them so we can blend in with them lah. Okay, but peacock, according to this test, okay, since they talk too much, right? Not all people like people who talk too much, right? Like everything dia nak share, everything dia nak berbual, nak cakap. But for some person, especially like some men, they can sit and listen, but they don't really capture or take everything that you talk lah. So that is the minus point of this peacock, right? And then the last personality is the eagle. So eagle is a very bold person, right? Dominant, they stimulate challenge, and they are very decisive. But eagle is also stubborn. And eagle, dia macam lose sight of big picture, right? And dia quite insensitive lah of others' need. So by knowing our personality characteristics, so we can improve ourselves if we need to, and we can also learn how to address our partner. That's all good.
It's also macam part of self-awareness lah. So kalau you know you are eagle ke, you are dove ke, then you will know when to check in with your partner as well kan.
Correct.
If you are eagle, you keep flying, and you may not be able to check in with your loved ones.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I believe all the tests that we shared is actually for self-reflection. Okay, and also to understand our partner better. It is I think it's also essential lah to share with your partner about what type of person of you. Correct. But okay, all of these tests, dia bukan khurafat or what we say like menilik masa depan. No, it is because all these questions, it actually asks, okay, for example about the 5 love languages. Okay, they will ask between 2 choices, which one you prefer. For example, when your partner bring present for you without any occasion, or when your partner help you with the housework. So between these two, which one that you prefer, that will show what is your dominant love languages. So dia bukan macam tele masa depan apa horoscope. No, it's totally different from that. It's totally different.
Also very time specific, time sensitive.
Correct.
Means that I remember taking the test sesaja biasa dengan my friends before getting married, and the result was very different after the nikah.
Correct.
So it's very dependent on the time when you take it.
Correct.
There's another one, right? Maybe who want to take over this? There's another one that we have in our list. Oh, 4 horsemen of Gottman, is it? Yeah, it's a conflict resolution.
Okay,
Ustaz.
boleh, insyaAllah, bismillah. So another tools yang kita boleh gunakan untuk improve kita punya relationship, ataupun one of the tools yang kita boleh gunakan dalam kita punya marriage or relationship is the four horsemen of apocalypse lah, in conflict. And this
Slow
actually
sikit Ustaz, sebut Ustaz. Slow sikit apa nama dia, jadi orang nak tulis senang.
four horsemen of the apocalypse in conflict. Ini daripada Dr. John Gottman, yang mana dia ada buat research over 40 years to all couple yang dia try, yang mana dia kata in any relationship, bila ada this pattern of interaction yang dinamakan the four horsemen ada dalam interaction antara pasangan tu, the relationship around 90+% gitulah doomed to fail.
Oh, okay.
So this is based on his research lah, yang mana is that bila dia perhatikan contohnya lah suami dan isteri tu, how they interact with each other, ada these four things lah, which yang pertama adalah criticism, yang kedua adalah defensiveness, yang ketiga adalah stonewalling, dan yang keempat adalah contempt.
Explain Ustaz.
Yelah, bilang ni kalau ada empat ni, ataupun ada salah satu yang kira very overpowered dalam the interaction between the husband and the wife ataupun partners, dan ini kira bukannya 100% confirm the marriage doomed to fail, but ke arah situ. Contohnya macam kita nak cakap tentang criticism lah. So criticism kita faham, this not complain. Complain bila kita mengadu, kita ada harapan boleh benda tu diperbaiki lah. Whereas criticism is just to criticize. Contoh bila suami isteri, bila dia tengah interact, one of the partner akan cakap, you ni asyik berbual pasal diri you je lah. Kenapa selfish sangat suka jual ikan, macam gitulah. So you know, dia kira so tu dia criticize lah. So itu dia cakap
dia attack the personal character lah. It is not dengan hadaf atau niat to change the person, but it's like more condemning the attitude lah.
Attack. Dia kira it's an attack to the character lah, to that person's character. So itu kira criticism. Whereas kalau macam contempt ni dia kira bukan setakat attack saja, tapi dia betul-betul penuh dengan sarcasm, name calling, eye rolling, semua benda lah. Contoh
dia macam framing lah.
Dia macam framing. Saya tak pasti framing ke tidak lah, tapi contohlah macam suami balik kerja, dan sekali dia balik kerja, dia terlupa nak cuci pinggan mangkuk. Sekali si isteri pula balik, tak cuci lagi pinggan mangkuk ni, kau ni pemalas betul lah. Kau ni betul-betulnya pemalas lah, masuk dengan
unta padang pasir pun tak malas macam kau lah.
Something like that lah. Dia kira dia mock up, dia kira dia buat mockery, dia name calling, dia macam tak ada bagi can lah. Okay. Whereas kalau macam contoh defensiveness, bila let's letak both husband and wife kalau nak keluar mesti lambat. So sekali dan walaupun it's not me lah yang lambat, it's you yang selalu suka last minute, you yang selalu pergi toilet lambat, you selalu gini. Semua dia tak pernah salah, orang lain je yang salah. Tu kira dia defensiveness lah. Dan last sekali adalah stonewalling. Stonewalling tu tiba-tiba stonewall. Okay. So macam like bila dia interact, ada benda yang dia tak puas hati, dan dia just shut diri dia off. Ada stonewall dia punya partner.
Talk to my hand gitu lah.
Something lah, talk to my hand, I don't want to hear you. Lepas tu dia tiba-tiba keluar rumah ke, pergi kedai kopi ke, ataupun terus keluar jumpa kawan, things like that. So this kira sekiranya lah this type of interaction ada dalam kita punya hubungan, then this is something yang kita nak kena perlu berjaga-jaga, dan we need to find the remedy, the antidote for this four horsemen of apocalypse.
For the stone tadi namanya tu, stonewalling tu, it is not like 5 minutes pause kan, macam if you are in a conversation or if you are in a fight, kalau kita terus menjawab berbual, the fire will get bigger lah. But we can take a pause for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then we get into the topic back, we talk back. But stonewalling is just terus lupakan, sweep under the carpet, tapi dalam hati geram, dalam hati dendam. Itu yang
tak,
meaning of stonewalling.
stonewalling tu boleh jugalah itu, tapi more tu kira stonewalling dia macam buat bodoh, dia tak nak apa-apa yang pasangan dia nak cakap, kena address the issue kan, dia just macam nope, I don't want, macam
Tawar hati lah ni kiranya.
bukan tawar hati.
Tawar hati pun bukan.
Bukankah tawar hati?
I think it's more like macam she or he don't want to talk about it lah. Dia tak nak discuss further. Dia terus
kira
put a stop.
Dia kira withdraw diri dia daripada the conflict. Withdraw diri daripada discussion dan tak nak respon lagi to the partner.
Okay, understand. Wow.
I mean, there's no desire to find the solution lah, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So macam for example, one partner will say, macam mana ni, apa tu, you, okay, macam for example, macam ni rumah asyik bersirap aje, and then stonewalling will be like, habis dia macam what about your asyik main game aje, you nak cakap pasal I punya tak kemas rumah, habis you punya tak kasih nafkah pula macam mana, macam that kind of you put a stop to whatever communication.
Itu dia bukan hanya buat stonewalling agaknya, dia terus masuk criticism.
Itu dah campur semua sekali.
Lepas tu dia masukkan contempt sekali. Dia tak ada bagi can.
Okay. And this actually reminded me of a course that I'm attending, Children in Between, under PPIS Assalam, promote sikit. Okay, the speaker actually shared with us about this criticism. Like, it is not only between partners, like between parents and children. So she was saying that apa yang macam nak cakap rather than we say macam you are late, you don't have the effort to call me to inform me that you are late, kan, itu macam kita criticize that person tau. Macam ada handphone pun buat apa, tak guna nak contact, kerja busy daripada pagi sampai petang, tak boleh nak kirim message ke, nak tanya khabar ke, okay, that is the criticism. But it is best, the so-called the antidote lah of this criticism is we start with I statement, is it? I statement, where we say that actually I was scared when you are late. I was waiting. I was worried. I was waiting for your update. So I mean, like, can we agree that we will update each other? So it is to avoid unnecessary feelings. So that sounds much more softer, and it shows that you actually care for that person. You are worried. But the other one, macam kita attack aja, padahal sebenarnya memang kita tengah rindu, kita tengah risau, kita tengah takut, but because of the anger, kita punya rasa annoyed, kita punya rasa macam kecewa, then we keep attacking that partner.
So it's a different punya type of conversation flow lah.
Yes,
because
correct.
you care, but because you campur dengan frustration, so
correct.
dia jadi macam making that other party jadi defensive lah.
Betul.
I statement also means that you're taking responsibility over your own feelings and emotions.
Correct. You address your feeling. It is not like maybe one person will feel like macam, how can I tell that my partner that I miss him or miss her? How can I tell that I really think of that person, macam risau dah sampai rumah ke belum, dah sampai kerja ke belum. So your ego avoid you from sharing your feeling, from using the I statement. So it cause another problem lah, which is criticism.
Tapi base dia actually because of sayang, but because of you frustrated,
correct,
you kasi the type of communication that flow when you are angry tu becomes the negative lah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, so maybe kita summarize the 4 webs and apps, right? So the first one just now is love language, and then we went through attachment style. Lepas tu kita ada traffic light assessment,
Yes.
followed by dog bird test, and the last one is the conflict resolution. Ustaz pronounce
The four horsemen je lah. Four horsemen sudah.
Four horsemen. FOUR 4 HORSEMEN. Betul. Four horsemen.
The four horsemen of apa, kira apocalypse. Gottman. Ya. So 5
Sorry?
Ada 5 lah kira.
Ada 5, correct.
So before apa tadi tajuk kita sebenarnya? Tajuk kita is before we get serious.
Before we
Kan?
get serious.
So actually before you get serious, before you really like go deep into the relationship, before you, example kita daripada tadi semua macam husband wife, but actually before you go deep into the relationship, do all these tests. Okay, do all these tests.
But this test is also helpful lah for married.
Correct.
Married
You should start to do it before marriage.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the marriage, in the middle of the marriage, and like dia macam KPI lah. You keep
always
test your
kena check.
correct.
Yeah, you must know your standards lah. As you berumur, your different, your expectation also different. As you grow up the career ladder, you have different stresses pun. It's also differs.
Betul.
Yeah. So these are some of the tools. So our listeners, you can Google some of these. Probably we will put inside our caption later. Yeah. So the next part,
attachment thingy that the Instagram that I was referring to is called attachment project. I will put in the inshallah.
Attachment project.
Yeah, it's a good website. Instagram account juga.
Yeah. I would like to share something that I saw from attachment project. It's a quote. Since you're talking about getting to know, being serious can with the person whom you think you love. The quote by Umar Khayyam. He is a poet. He said that in a loved one, even shortcomings are liked, and in an unloved one, even dignity irritates.
Wow.
Ada peribahasa ni dalam bahasa Melayu kan?
Apa bila
Apa tu peribahasa dia? Apa tu peribahasa?
Bau bunga salah.
Jauh.
Ke terbalik. Dia bila dekat bau bunga, bila jauh bau tahi ke dia ada way round?
Tidak ada. Kalau dah sayang, even benda berepek pun nampak macam it's so cute. Kalau kalau dah tak sayang, even benda yang baik, yang bagus, yang mulia pun mengannoy.
Bangkai terus.
Oh, I think what I'm trying to insinuate is that apa tu?
Oh, I saw. Okay, attachment project and body dynamic 6 superpowers of this. Oh, this is the one yang actually make the positive of the apa tadi? The attachments tu
Correct.
Dia cuma bila ada isu bila ada excessiveness lah dalam benda tu kan.
So that's why it's very important to know your own boundary lah.
Ataupun to balance lah. Macam minum air putih bagus, tapi kalau sampai minum 5 liter satu hari,
Betul.
Drown yourself. Yep.
Okay, so we have discussed all the 5 kind of webs and apps that you listeners can actually Google, or we can put in our link in our caption. So there's a lot of benefit for self-assessment of your partner, of yourself before you get things serious. Before we end our session, maybe we have a few last words from our invited guest, Ustaz.
I think boleh share jugalah with the listeners, dan yang ultimately this all these 5 tools ni is among many tools yang ada out there, and again these tools are just tools. And what will make the tools work or not is actually kita punya attitude, our attitude. And in fact two different people can use the same tool and have different outcomes. And what make it different is actually the person itself lah. Contoh macam saya, kalau saya bawa kereta F1 dengan Mark Hamilton bawa kereta F1, tak sama. Tak sama, padahal bawa kereta yang sama, tapi dia punya outcome berbeza. Sebab apa yang menentukan is the person itself. So actually it's diri kita lah. And in fact bila even with so many tools out there pun, it's just still a tool and knowledge. Whether we want to apply knowledge to that knowledge tu is another different thing. Contoh macam bila contoh nak dekat maghrib, si ibu cakap dengan si anak, matikan TV dan nak maghrib. Anak tu pun jawab, tahu mak, tapi tak matikan. Matikan TV, tahu mak, ya mak. Dia tahu tak nak kena matikan TV, tapi dia tak act upon that info ataupun that knowledge. So again balik pada diri kita lah, how much we want in that relationship lah. How much of what lah, is it to success ataupun failures. Maybe boleh tambah jugalah. sorry sebab terfikir yang macam again, jangan terlalu ta'assub sangat with this tool, sebab there are so many contributing factor lah dalam what make a success ataupun successful relationship. And even kalau kita 5 love language pun kita terlalu ta'assub pun, nanti kita we might abuse it, and then everything ni kau punya love language berbeza, aku punya love language berbeza, sudahlah berpisah. Okay, so just be mindful of using the tools and find what works for you lah. And tak semestinya these 5 tools yang kita cakap ni works untuk diri kita, doesn't mean will works for you. So find tools that work for you, and try mix kira apa yang dia tiba-tiba lupa, adjust accordingly to the needs of your relationship.
Jay, what about you, Jay? Your last takeaway for tonight.
My last takeaway for tonight Okay, right, whatever that we shared, the tools today, right, it is actually not something that is very far from the religion, right? If you can see from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life with the wife also, we can see that Aisyah said that Prophet actually halu Rasul SAW ka zaujin dakhil baitih, maknanya Rasul ni sama macam lelaki lain kat dalam rumah. Dia jahit baju, dia jahit capal, and then Aisyah said that the hadith said that khairukum li ahlihi wa ana khairukum li ahli. Right, Prophet say the best among you are those who are the best towards their family, okay, their members. Wa ana khairukum li ahli, and I am the best person, well, I am the best for my family. So all of these tools, okay, we can reflect in the Sirah Nabawiyah. We can see also the Prophet, the Sahabats are also practicing those in their marital life.
Your last takeaway for tonight.
My last takeaway. I'm not into labels, and to me it's limiting. The tools are the tools because sometimes we need that help lah. We need that assistance to just give us a bit of something to work on. Yeah. So use it wisely. Don't be defined by it. Don't, like Ustaz cakap tadi, don't be so fanatic about it. Okay, use it as a tool, as many other tools, as any other mediums, and just have fun getting to know each other. At the end of the day, that's the purpose, that's the goal. The goal is to get to know each other. Another goal that I think that all these tools can help is also, which is more important than getting to know ourselves and also the other, which is to bangunkan empathy in ourselves. Empathy for ourselves as well as empathy towards the other person. Bila kita faham, senang untuk rasa peduli. Bila kita faham, senang untuk kita rasa kasihan.
Wow, Zakia speaks Malay.
Rahmah.
Touch my heart, Zee.
Ouch.
Is inside.
How about you,
Mata tak cinta. Sorry.
How about you, what is your takeaway for this episode?
From me, okay, look outside and you will see yourself. When you look inside and you will find yourself.
Wow. Repeat.
Okay, when you look outside and you will see yourself, look inside and you will find yourself.
Masya Allah.
Because the most difficult task in our life is that it's difficult to come to the terms where with the realization that we never truly know ourselves. So if you can find yourself, is the basic for any improvement. So you need to know where you are, who you are, what you are, how you are, and most importantly, why you are. So insyaAllah with that you can find a better partner with the same vision as you and as wholesome as you. Right?
Masya Allah.
Thank you, Ustaz. Before we end this tonight recording or tonight session, thank you.
Suruh Ustaz baca outro lah.
That's good.
Janganlah, saya dah
Okay. Thank you everyone for listening in. Thank you for Ustaz Ibrahim for attending our podcast for 2 session continuously. Alhamdulillah,
InsyaAllah.
kita
Barakallahu
present with
fiik.
us.
Terima kasih kerana menjemput saya.
Sama-sama.
Datang lagi.
InsyaAllah in the future we will invite you again for related topics. Ya.
Tak payahlah boring pendengar asyik dengan suara saya je.
It's informative. Okay, before we end, Ever Spilled Milk, the podcast is platform for raw and candid opinion about the experiences. We celebrate the oops and the whys of life. We notice the milk in the bottle, and we also hope to learn and appreciate the spilled milk, understand why and how it happened, and resolve to do better in life. Overspilled Milk is produced with you ladies in mind who are figuring out life as we are. So until next episode, bye.
Bye.